So today is the big day. The car is packed full with stuff. Said my goodbyes, but the big adventure starts. So let's get out of here. Hi, I'm Gustav. 2 months ago, I was offered a job in Denmark. I sold all my furniture and put all my stuff in my car. Now the only challenge remaining, I have to drive from my home country of Hungary, a journey of 1,500 kilometers across half of Europe and crossing 5 countries. Today we will drive to Berlin, where we will stop. The 1,400 kilometers is not that much that it's impossible to do in one day, but it would be a very, very long stretch, about 15 hours of driving, so that will put you like 16 hours on the road if you count for stops and everything. So today 8 hours to Berlin, tomorrow another 6-7 to Aarhus. Soon, in 23 kilometers, we are going to join the M1 highway. It's time to get some speed. I tried to drive with as few stops as possible. The first planned stop was the very last fuel station in Hungary, where I planned to stop for some cheap gas. Apparently, a lot of other people had the same idea. So there was a long queue, causing a lot of delays and waiting time. And off we go to Slovakia. Europe has this thing called the Schengen area, where individuals can move freely across borders. Some countries have reinstated temporary border control due to the migration crisis, terrorist threats, COVID, and recently the war in Ukraine. This meant we would be screened at most border crossings. The screenings are mostly face checks and only suspicious vehicles are stopped for a detailed screening. So, welcome to Slovakia. We're not stopping in Slovakia, that's country number 2. We are going on to Czechia, where we will stop to refuel, and then onwards to Germany. Maybe you have noticed, we have crossed the border and the roads are just better altogether. And after a short and uneventful drive, we are going to enter Czechia very soon, 1.4 kilometers. Czechia Republika. Made it. That's the 3rd country today. Moving on. It is time to stop in Mikulášov. Get some fuel, some restroom break. The drive between Brno and Prague was rather uneventful and almost relaxing. It was only around Prague that I ran into some traffic jam caused by an accident, adding some further delay to my agenda. Okay, so this is what I remembered. I used to come here for work about 2 years ago in my previous employer. A lot of the Czech highways are like this. They take one lane off and the other 3 will be like shrinked. And that's okay with passenger cars, but when you put trucks in the system, it gets really, really tight and really, really dangerous. So that's not fun. After passing Prague, the sun went down and I was driving in the curvy terrain of Czechia, getting in and out of low-level clouds or fog pockets, which made it a tricky part of the ride. Entering Germany was without a border control. The roads are generally in very good condition, so driving is easy. After all, Germany is the car driving nation, so that makes sense. I arrived in Berlin after almost 10 hours of driving. Before turning into sleep, I went for a very short sightseeing to Checkpoint Charlie, which also featured a McDonald's restaurant where I loaded up on carbs. The hostel had a spacecraft theme, featuring personal sleeping pods which are just big enough for one person. Even the common areas had dim blue light and big screens with videos of outer space. Waking up in such pod really gave you the experience of what it could feel like to live on a landed spacecraft. The place felt safe, the bathrooms were clean, I was rested and off to a great start the next day. It is 6:35. I already checked out of the hostel, trying to beat the morning traffic out of Berlin. Let's see how that goes. So it seems my plan has worked. The traffic coming into Berlin is a lot heavier than the traffic going out of Berlin, so we have won that battle. Finally, I arrived at the Danish border. Good morning.
Hello, passport?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Denmark, I'm moving here. I got a job.
Moving here. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Goodbye. Five years in the making, guys. 5 years in the making, saving for 2 years, finally here. Quick and easy, I was on Danish land. I felt relieved that I could make it this far, with only 180 kilometers remaining. Denmark was kind enough to give me a snapshot of every weather condition that I could expect. That included sunshine, clouds, winds and a few thunderstorms, all within half an hour. Having driven 100-500 kilometers, I was exhausted, but proud to have arrived safe and sound in the city of Urbis, the city that I would call my home. This is where the journey ends for today. We have arrived.